Welcome to Osteo and Physio YouTube channel. We are continuing with the shoulder series today, looking at frozen shoulder or adhesive capsulitis. Adhesive capsulitis or frozen shoulder is defined as a progressive condition involving inflammation and scarring of the GH capsule. What this typically presents with is significant limitation, pain and restriction through the shoulder joint itself. This typically presents in 3 stages. We have the freezing, the frozen and the thawing stages. Studies very much vary in how long each stage goes on for, but we typically think about 6 to 9 months for the first one, about 4 to 9 for the second one, and between 5 and 26 months for the third. So it can take quite a long time to recover. How it typically presents in different people is the first stage is very limited on motion, so typically about up to approximately here and here into abduction and external rotation of the shoulder. What we find in the second phase is you start to get a little bit more motion, but obviously the pain starts to increase. And then in the third stage, in the thawing stage, we get a reduction in pain and an improvement in mobility. So managing and rehab of this condition can be quite a challenge. What we want to look at is getting the patient and getting the individual to regain some of the mobility back through the shoulder. So even though it will be quite restrictive and painful, you want to continue to keep the shoulder moving as it prevents any other problems occurring around the area, for example through the spine, through the neck and around the front as well. So the first exercise we want to have a look at is regaining range of motion through the shoulder. So we want to take the shoulder through its natural range of motion. So initially, nice kind of relaxation through the shoulders. We want to bring it up into flexion. So what we would want to look for, obviously in a full range, is right the way above the head. But with frozen shoulder, this is not always possible. So what you're looking at is to go as far as you can possibly go. So realistically looking at approximately here, and then gently coming back down. Obviously if you can go further that would be great, but we want to build it up over time. So I always say lovely, slow and controlled, aiming for about 15 reps in each vector. Great. Once we've done that, we can start to go backwards, so into extension as well. So you can start to bring the arms back. So if I stand from the side, you're going to start to bring the arms back into extension. Typically this vector is not always affected by frozen shoulder. You still have quite a lot of extension coming through, but it's just always good to go through all ranges of motion. What we then want to have a look at is abduction, so bringing the arms out to the side. So again, we're probably looking at about here in terms of range of motion, if not less, so you want to build it up over time. So slowly bringing the arms out to the side and building up that range of motion. Good. A key vector that is typically lost as well is external rotation. So bringing elbows into the side, you want to start to gently turn the arms out. Good. And again, just lovely and slow. It doesn't have, you don't have to force it through the range of motion. It's just getting you to move the shoulder. Good. And then relaxing there. Next, using a TheraBand to add a little bit more resistance, we want to start to improve the external and internal ranges of motion. So holding the TheraBand into the palms, again shoulders nice and relaxed, elbows into the side. We want to start to turn the elbows outwards. So you can either do one at a time or both together, whatever feels more comfortable. You just want to start to regain the strength around the shoulder, so recruiting the rotator cuff muscles to help with this movement, taking it into external rotation. So aiming between 10 to 15 reps of this exercise. Exercise is internal rotation, so you want to start to regain that range of motion. So tying the TheraBand onto a door, you want to have the elbow into the side and gently take it across the body. So again, regaining that range of motion. We want to aim between 10 to 15 reps of this exercise. Lovely, slow and controlled. Finally, we want to add a little bit of resistance to the abduction range of motion. So I've placed the TheraBand underneath my foot, holding it into my hand. Bend at 90 degrees into the elbow, you want to bring the arm out to the side. So again, we're not expecting a massive range of motion. It's just starting to add on from kind of general movement through the shoulder and adding a little bit of resistance. So aiming between 10 to 15 reps of this exercise.